acceleration, like the thing I've noticed compared to the newer Supra. Hey everyone, it's Ben Hardy here, and in today's video we're going over the original Toyota Supra, and this is so exciting for me because I have never seen one this clean, and I've never seen one with the 6-speed manual, which is just absolutely insane, and the targa top, like it has everything. So first and foremost, a huge shout out and thank you to Supra Chiropractic for providing us with the car. Check out his YouTube channel in the description below because, well, you got this car. Anyways, let's get right into it. Under the hood, we have a 3-liter inline 6 with the turbocharger. Yes, this engine's super iconic. 320 horsepower and then 315 pound-feet of torque. Goes through the manual transmission. 0 to 60 is actually 4.5 seconds, which is really solid because the new Supra has 380 horsepower in that bad boy, and it's 0 to 60 just under 4 seconds. So this car is literally over 20 years older, and it's not that much slower 0 to 60. Going over the front end of the original Supra, it is just so iconic and it's so beautiful. It has so much road presence. Even though my Supra is wrapped bright orange, this thing just looks so crazy. I love it. But you can see the original headlights just absolutely insane. You can see all of the venting there in the front. And again, this is such an iconic look. I love how the Toyota logo is actually blacked out right there, and well, just enjoy this view while you get it. Big Wang gang. So around the side here, we've got two 35mm tires in the front. We've got two 55s in the rear, 17-inch wheels, pretty crazy. Got the little Supra font there on the brakes. And then I love the look of the wheels, just like that overall design here. You can see the full side view of the car just, again, looks super nice. And this car is like completely stock. And guess what? Pretty sure this venting is real because you can see that it goes all the way through. The new Supra has a bunch of fake vents. This one's got some real vents going on. Oh man, you guys ready for this? So we gotta put the key in, twist it, ooh, and then it's pretty heavy to lift it up. But here is the rear end. This is how original this car is. You still got the tag there on the back, just saying. But this is the targa, so you can hold the top in that little area back there. The storage floor is pretty shallow, but it's not bad at all. And you actually got a cover here in the back of the car, which is pretty cool. But wait, one more thing. Look at that, in the air. Pretty neat seeing all of that, but now we gotta close her up. Now looking here at the rear of the original Supra, and you can see the rear of the new Supra, just a little bit of a comparison right there. It's just so cool, and to see the lights all there in a line with all the logos just has a really neat look. That exhaust tip is absolutely massive, but again, I just think it's such a beautiful look, and it's so timeless. Like, it's 2020, and this car still looks absolutely fantastic, still looks as good as it did the day that it came out, and that's all I have to say there. Now, coming up to the front, you guys can see, first off, the mirrors, pretty small, but actually looking at the front, I'm really impressed with the door panel here because I have the new Supra, and my door panel doesn't seem as nice as this. This has like really nice soft touch all over, and the new one just, it doesn't look as nice, to be honest here. And you guys can see you do get back seats. The sad thing about the back seats is you got to cut off your legs to be able to fit back there, but pretty neat, good storage space. And you can see the front seat here, the headrest looks so funny, but the rest of the seat really cool. And obviously you're gonna have some aging here because the car has over 100,000 miles on it, and it's from 1995, but still aged really well. And then you can see we got the 3-pedal layout there at the bottom. And that's one more look before we pop in. Starting up the Supra, we gotta just put the key in, turn it, and everything will come to life. So the first thing I want to mention here about the steering wheel is just how this still looks pretty good even though we have some crazy modern steering wheels. Just the overall look of it, the feel of it, I can tell the steering is very heavy with the car. It's cool that everything's kind of just like all blacked out on the steering wheel. And then you can see right behind here, you've got the light, or sorry, the stock for the lights, got the stock for the windshield wipers, and then the Toyota cruise control stock that has never changed, to be completely honest. Sad day. Here in the center, you can see that you've got the fuel gauge over there with the temperature gauge. Then you got the RPMs there in the center, which, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be so excited to drive this. Anyways, you've got the speed over there on the other side, and then you've got the turn signals on either side as well. Pretty cool with all of that, pretty old school. And then you can see with the Odo here, yes, they have driven this car. Props to the owner, huge thumbs up. And then coming down here, I like the vent, just like how it's like this little random circular vent in all of the rest of the stuff here on the dash. And notice this is all like driver faced because, well, the passenger doesn't matter in this car. But you can see you've got the controls for the climate system. All that it is just a single zone climate system. Yep, the original radio, which we're not even gonna try to do anything with that, but it's still cool that it has a radio. traction control off. Got to turn that off every single time. Now here in this whole area, you can see that this is actually just like a little storage area. This is the most important part. So here is the shifter. You can see that it is a 6-speed manual. So the throws themselves just are absolutely perfect. They're not too long, not too short. Everything is perfect there. And then you can see with reverse, you just click up and go over to go into reverse. Really easy to use, really nice feeling shifter. And then you got the e-brake here, and the longer that I sit in this car, the more that I want one. So we got the center console here, you got the whole front seat right there, and then the glove box, it's actually pretty good size. I was surprised on that. And then again, you can see it's like soft touch everywhere. You actually have an airbag from a car in 1995. The speaker looks pretty cool as well. Now this is pretty cool. This is the line for the Targa top up here. It's actually really soft to the touch here at the top, and then yes, you can take that off, have a convertible Supra, which is absolutely awesome. But yeah, that is everything for the top. Looks really cool. Back seats, everything, we're all covered. Now pricing on the Supra is pretty crazy. This car happens to have every single desirable option. It's got the Targa top, it's got the manual transmission, it's got the inline 6, like it has everything that you'd ever want in a Supra. And so this thing is worth a massive amount of money, and you really can't put a price on it. It's all original. Most of these have been modified, so again, this car is pretty much priceless, and that's what I have to say about the price. Now let's quickly talk about visibility here in the Supra before we set off. So you can see visibility over the hood, super solid, and then you can see visibility through both of the mirrors. And I dare say this is actually better than my Supra in terms of visibility. You can see the bright orange car right there. But yeah, visibility in general, super solid. And that all being said, we're actually already in first gear, so let's set off. We are setting off here in the Supra Turbo, and I'll be completely honest, super nervous to drive this car, because, well, it's worth more than my existence, because it's, you guys know the spec on it, it's absolutely crazy. But the first thing that I noticed initially driving is I actually kind of struggled to get up and going. I'm gonna be honest with you guys on this. The clutch throw is extremely long, and so you have to be like really close to be able to push the clutch in all the way, but then the release is really far out, and so it's just this really weird feeling, and I'm just not used to it because I'm used to modern clutches where it's just really close with the spacing on it. But once you actually do get used to it, this car is really easy to drive. It's really easy to engage a clutch. The shifter is probably the best point in the car. The throws on the shifter are absolutely fantastic, and I would say as like a manual transmission car, definitely one of the best that I've ever driven. And again, this is so old, it's over 20 years old, and it's still super solid to this day. And if you do it right, if you're a better manual transmission driver than me, then you can make it a little bit smoother. Struggling here, but we're getting places, guys. So we're gonna get our little acceleration here with the Supra. Yeah, it definitely like has tons and tons of turbo lag. It is just crazy the amount of turbo lag you get in this car. But the acceleration, like the thing I've noticed compared to the newer Supra is the acceleration just happens at a much different pace. This one, you don't get a lot of power off and then it really goes, whereas the newer Supra, it's kind of like just boom, all the way, power all the way through. So definitely a completely different experience with that. So what I'm gonna do is actually, we're gonna go into third gear here on the highway so you guys can kind of see more of an acceleration. Yeah, and it pulls. It really pulls. Once you get up into the higher RPMs, it has this like super fun sports car feel to it. And I'm probably not doing this car justice right now, but it just is so fun. The steering on it too, it has this really nice heavy weighted feeling to the steering on it. Sorry, there's kind of stuff in the highway. Don't want to run over stuff with this crazy Supra, but yeah, sorry if my talking's all over the place. It's just, I have to focus on driving this car. This car is one of those cars where you actually have to focus when you drive. And so that just tells you how engaging it is. Whereas in my Supra, I just kind of drive it. I don't have to focus on it or anything. It's just kind of you kind of just go around, and it's a super simple thing. So it's a completely different experience. And that'll actually get me into summing things up with this 1995 Supra. Super iconic car. I definitely think that this lives up to the hype, even though this one's not modified, doesn't have 1,000+ horsepower. This car's stock is so beautiful, and the power delivery is so fun. The car's super engaging. Ooh, we're gonna get an acceleration here, guys. Yeah, it's definitely so quick. And sorry, I kind of like cut it off in the middle of us summing up the video for today. But what I was trying to say is, if you want a super fun, engaging car that's just super iconic, and obviously this car is going to hold its value like crazy because everyone wants this car, then the 1995 Supra, just a Supra turbo in general with a manual transmission, I think it's worth it. I think it's worth every penny, and I think it's worth the hype as well. That's just what I'm trying to get at. That is going to sum things up for today's video. And again, a huge shout out and thank you to Supra Chiropractic for providing us with this Supra. Absolutely awesome. Again, check out his YouTube channel in the description below. But thank you everyone so much for watching. I'll see all of you in that next video.